I'm Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are presented by the Hula Bowl. Today, I have with me a player who actually was in that event this past season. His name is Brady White, previously of Memphis. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, great to have you on, Brady. I appreciate it. So, I know a little bit of your story. I mean, California kid, spent some time at Arizona State and eventually got there to Memphis, but kind of want to just hear it from you. Give me like a brief background of your history, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So I think you kind of summed it up there a little briefly. I'm born and raised in Southern California, Santa Clarita, California, to be specific. Went to Hart High School, had a pretty successful career there. Went to Arizona State out of high school and redshirted my first year. My redshirt freshman year, competed for the job. Played in probably a game and a half. I had one legit start, and it was a win. I'd like to say that. So I was 1-0 in my time there, but unfortunately got injured at the very end of that game and missed the rest of that season, and finished up my recovery process the following season, and ended up transferring here to Memphis, where I started for 3 years, didn't miss a game, and I would like to think I did some pretty cool things as far as, just winning and putting up some fun numbers. So that's kind of my career in a nutshell up to this point.
Yeah, Brady. I did a little bit of research and found like all these records that you still have actually at Memphis as a quarterback. I mean, you have the school record in most wins, which is 28 by a starting quarterback. Most passing yards, which is over 10,000 yards, and total touchdowns, like 90 touchdowns as a thrower. So I mean, some awesome records there. And the other thing about you, which I kind of find really interesting, that maybe even surpasses all of that, is that you actually won the William V. Campbell Trophy in 2020. So tell me a little bit about that trophy and what it means to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, like you mentioned, plenty of records and plenty of recognitions throughout my time here that I'm very grateful for and honored to have. But that William Campbell Trophy just meant a lot to me. It hit different, and what it kind of symbolizes, what it stands for, is something I take great pride in. So a lot of people say, you'll hear that's the academic Heisman. I think in 2019, Justin Herbert had won the award, and I think it represents a student athlete that is not only performing at a high level on the field, but is also excelling in the classroom and giving back to their community, or just kind of sacrificing that and serving other people. And so I was very grateful to be, one, just nominated for the award, and then two, to have the great pleasure of winning that. Meant the world to me. So I'm very, very appreciative of the whole committee and that whole process in choosing me.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously having a stellar career there at Memphis, and then after all that was said and done, we're now looking towards, like, whatever happens after football, which is typically for players like yourself, going to an all-star event such as the Hula Bowl, which is what you were in last season. So tell me how that started with you. Like, how did you hear that you were actually going to be participating in that event?
Yeah, so I had invites to multiple, senior bowls or all-star games, whatever you want to call them. Unfortunately, with COVID, there was only, I believe there's only two that were going to be playing, which was the Risa Senior Bowl and the Hula Bowl. And so I got contacted. I can't remember if it was initially through social media or email, but I got contacted by some people with the Hula Bowl, and that's kind of how that ball, started rolling, and then ultimately made the decision to go participate, which was a lot of fun and a great time, and got to go help, my team get another victory and finish out in that historic venue the right way.
Yeah, so playing for Team Kai has got to be a little bit of fun out there this past go around. So you ended up, going out there, and tell me about your experience in Hawaii. Was that your first time in Hawaii?
No, I've been to Hawaii multiple times before, and I've got some family members currently living out there, so I was able to actually visit while I was spending some time, at the Hula Bowl. I was able to visit some of my cousins, and it was fun. It was a good time for sure.
Interesting. Having family out there. Didn't know that one. Just kind of tell me about, the actual week. I mean, you figure, a lot of, other events, like the Hula Bowl. It's more so about like the week and what scouts are able to do during the week. So as you were participating in stuff throughout the week, tell me any sort of I don't know. Do you have any sort of story you want to share about that week? Whether it'd be like you sitting down in an interview with a team, or just kind of walking through some of the practices. Do you remember anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think for anyone that's going to be in that position, it's what you'd probably expect. As far as an all-star game type feel, you're going to have your your daily meetings and your practices, and it's pretty cool to be able to practice with other highly touted athletes, as well as being coached by, my coach was Rex Ryan and had Mark Sanchez as my offensive coordinator. So you're going to get to be around guys like that. And then, even with us during the WAC year, there was still able, we were still able to interact with scouts that made the trip. And I'm sure, hopefully, as this whole pandemic thing starts to trend, back to somewhat normal, I'm sure, that type of exposure and interaction will only increase for people participating in these types of events.
Yeah, and this year, again, if you don't already know, I mean, this year the Hula Bowl is actually going to be held in Orlando, January 15th. So I do think it's going to be a little bit more accessible to people, scout-wise,
sure.
like this go around. So, making that long flight sometimes is kind of hard on people, especially when you have to do some layovers in a couple of spots. So. A lot of one-way, flights to Orlando all across the country, so you don't have to worry about that, so to speak. So
yeah, a little bit more accessible.
Right, exactly. You said again, being with coaches like Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez. Were there any other relationships that you were able to build, whether it be with those coaches or with any teammates there while you were in Hawaii?
Absolutely, yeah. So obviously, you get to meet your coaches and build a relationship there. Mark Sanchez is a California guy as well. And so having that kind of connection and knowing that we're both from Southern California, understanding that I'm going to be interacting with him outside of just this experience was cool. But like you mentioned, your teammates definitely formed some great connections out there. There was a handful of connections that I had already had with some teammates and also some of the players on the other team, whether it was, guys I had played with in the past or played against, or just kind of knew coming up through high school and the whole camp circuit and all that stuff. So it was for sure a good time to be able to continue to bond with those guys, meet new people, and then, you know, it's not a bad time when you get to kind of walk across the street and hang on the beach with those guys and go to nice restaurants. And so it was a lot of fun for sure.
And I know also with the Hula Bowl, they kind of let you put other decals on your helmet rather than just the one that you came with.
Correct.
What did yours look like during that game?
Yeah, I mean, so I didn't go too crazy because I wanted to keep the integrity of my Memphis helmet and represent, you know, my team. But I definitely I slapped one of the Hawaii stickers on the back. I think I had an Illinois State.
I want to say I want to say I do remember the Illinois State thing on the back.
Yeah, so. I had the red, you know, the cardinal or the red bird on the back. I had Hawaii above that one. I don't remember if I got a Kansas State sticker or not. I mean, everyone kind of goes about it differently. Some people don't want too much. Like, I kept it pretty simple. Other guys are going crazy, just slapping as many stickers as they want everywhere. I think everyone's equipment guys did a pretty good job at providing their players with an adequate amount of stickers to kind of share. And so that was a kind of fun little process throughout the week that took place before the game.
Fun. In the game itself, do you remember any particular game or like, you hooking up with like maybe a receiver you've never thrown to? Like, you remember like a moment in that game that?
Yeah, I had a pretty sweet pass across the middle to Bussy from Hawaii. He had originally, I think he started his career at North Texas and then transferred to Hawaii and finished there. That was a pretty good pass, if I remember. And then had some connections with a couple of my wideouts. That game, there wasn't super high scoring, but I had some good memories for sure. Thought we absolutely could have played better, but, one game, first time playing with a lot of different guys, stuff's not going to be perfect, but it was definitely a good time. It was fun to, play football and compete and be able to get in that environment again. So it was a good time.
Right. I mean, I think that was really one thing that the Hula Bowl had going for it this past, go around, was the fact that it was actually a game. It wasn't just a pro day, but I mean, you actually go out there, you're able to, throw the ball around. People got to, hit each other, which obviously as a quarterback, you don't necessarily want that, but I mean, that is how it is. And then of course, you only have a few days to, kind of build some chemistry with guys and understand like whatever offense they want to give you. So even completing just a handful of passes when you have to rotate with a couple other quarterbacks is still a neat thing. So cool. So how do you feel like your involvement in an all-star event like the Hula Bowl really helped you kind of, ease you into your pro day and get you ready for the draft season?
I think the biggest thing is just the ability to, like you said, like we talked about, the ability to play a game, and also the ability to interact with scouts more, especially this last season. I don't think this year it'll be the same, but like last year we kind of were, not just myself, but everyone was dealing with a pretty heavy COVID experience. And so there was no meetings, no coaches coming out or scouts coming out to meet with you, no one flying you in, no one working you out. It was all Zoom. And so having that ability to connect with some NFL personnel in person was a big deal. And then like I mentioned, the ability to play the game, you get to, get another opportunity to show it what you got and to compete against some other top talent, some guys that are going to get drafted or picked up by someone. And it's also the ability to show kind of leadership and connecting with guys who you haven't been with for multiple years or a season. And while that can be a struggle, I think it also provides an opportunity to kind of elevate.
Gotcha. So obviously, Brady, you were able to go out there and compete in that, and then you ended up having your pro day. Where are you at these days? Can you kind of give me some update as to your situation?
Yeah, so I'm obviously a free agent right now. I'm currently still training my butt off and making sure I'm prepared for whenever I get my opportunity, because I know it'll come. I know I deserve it, and I'm going to be ready for it. And so that's pretty much what I'm up to, man. I'm staying involved with football by watching film and watching all of these college football and NFL games, and just trying to keep my mind sharp in that regard. Because physically, that's all you do every day is wake up, work out, throw the football, stay in shape, run around, and I'm doing everything I can do, and just I'm ready for a call.
Sure. Where are you working out right now? It seems like you're literally at a facility right now. Where are you working?
Yeah, so I'm I'm from California, and that's where I've been. I've come back out to Memphis temporarily. Just it's kind of like a second home to me, and so I'm out here able to still do what I need to do, lift and throw and work out. And then I'll be going back to California here shortly, continuing to do the same thing. So just a little change of scenery and getting a little love to both homes.
Sure. All right. So since you're a free agent, hit me with a couple things. What's your current height and weight?
Current height and weight, I believe when I was measured, I was 6'1" and some change. My current weight right now is 215, 216.
Okay, cool. And then something really just to kind of throw out there. I mean, you had a pretty decent pro day. If people don't really remember this, I mean,
Yeah.
one of the measurements that I know some people really like is hand size, which yours checks the box because it's over 10 inches. So and then
Yeah.
and then the other thing that you were able to do is that you actually had a decent 3-cone that was under 7 seconds, which is great. So yeah, I mean, obviously have a guy here working hard, trying to get a call from somebody. What do you want to tell these guys that are maybe interested in another quarterback that might be struggling this year and might need somebody like yourself?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is I think my resume speaks for itself. And it's not just records and all that stuff, but I mean, like the Campbell Trophy doesn't just get given out to anyone. I believe the last 2 or 3 were all first rounders, and I'm not saying I should have been a first rounder, but I'm just saying that's a pretty big deal. At every level I've competed on, I've won at a high level. I've won championships, and I've shown that I can produce at an efficient and elite level. And so I believe my game is suited for the next level. When I had that brief stint at rookie minicamp with the Titans, I felt right at home. It was the time of my life. And so I'm just looking for an opportunity. That's all I need is a chance. And I feel like I haven't gotten that yet, obviously. And once I do, I just know for a fact that I'm going to take advantage of it. I believe, my mental makeup, who I am as a man and as a quarterback, is going to elevate a franchise, and it's going to elevate a team. And I think I bring value to that quarterback room. And so I'm excited to prove that and show that whenever I get my chance. And that's all I need at this point, because I'm doing everything I can do.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously, a quarterback, a man of high character. I mean, and of like this, really nice resume that you got going for yourself. For people that might want to reach out to you, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, I think first answer is to reach out to my agent, Ryan Downey. Obviously, I think any NFL personnel will have his information, or if not, they can contact me. I'm pretty sure I've given them my cell phone and my email. I'm not going to put that out there, but anyone else, probably social media is easy. Instagram, Twitter. That's about it.
All right. Well, Brady, thanks again for sitting down with me, kind of chatting about like your experience with the Hula Bowl and just kind of catching up with what you got going on now. Because I mean, again, very prolific college athlete, really just looking for an opportunity, working very hard in order to get to that position where someone gives you a chance to play at the next level. So I do wish you best of luck moving forward, bud.
Thank you. I really appreciate your time.
All right. Thanks again.
You can't help